call intervened on behalf
For the ride, very high.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 31st Lap Live, coming to you from right here at the New York State Fairgrounds, live from the Gator Racing News tent. We got all kinds of noise going on here on the Midway, but I think we're up in the air. We're up and running. Okay, now we're up and running. Definitely got the camera working. Okay. And, well, I mean, what a great round of racing. We saw the qualifying races out there for the small blocks and for the big blocks out there, setting the order for the Gander Mountain 150 coming up tomorrow afternoon, and also for the BP Small Engine Fuels 200. Mike Mallet, John Baum is joining me here. Curbside, here we've got Rich Post also making an appearance. Hey, you made it back.
Yeah. Hey.
Holy mackerel, you're here.
Yeah, we need some sound here, Rich. Hey, there we go. That helps. There we go. I can actually hear now. We're good.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good now. Obviously, we got some.
You guys just go ahead and do it. I'm trying to get the level set so that we're not fighting everything.
Yeah, we're fighting everything no matter what. But pretty good day here so far at the Moody Mile, as always. Entertaining night, and you can tell it's going to get even more entertaining here as soon as the show wraps up, as we've got a band down the way, we got a band to our left, band to our right, cotton candy across the way, fireworks in the background. This is what makes a Super Dirt Week.
That's right. It's going to get wild tonight. You know that.
Well, this is the unofficial kickoff of the nightlife. Now that we've actually got some qualifying races, some checkered flags have fallen over the modifieds, the small blocks. We saw all sorts of racing action for the pro stocks and for the sportsmen also through the course of the afternoon. Rich had all sorts of information on that. We were trying to get a bunch of the drivers to come over after their qualifying races to come out and hang out with us here on the 31st Lap Live. But the problem that we ran into is they're doing pit assignments, and they've also got to get the haulers pulled out of the infield. So we're fighting the current there as well. You know, we're going to get what we can get, and we'll press on.
We may have Bobby Varon and Billy Dunn out of the modified.
A couple standbys, no less.
Yeah.
Hey, that'll work. That'll work.
Yes, it would. Bobby knows we're here because I bugged them all weekend.
Yeah, I actually just talked to Bobby and Billy Dunn both, and they said they're both going to try to get over amidst all the moving around in the pits. And
yeah, they're very busy over there, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, why don't we recap the night here?
Well, I mean, let's get right off on top of it. They started off with the 358 qualifiers. Couple great fields of cars, man. And there were some pretty sharp looking hot rods out there too.
Yeah, qualifying today went well for the 358s, and no surprise that the fast time was turned in by none other than the driver of the 91,
Billy Decker.
Yeah, the Franklin Flyers got this deal down pat on Saturday.
You know the thing I found most entertaining about that his lap time was nearly a second quicker with the small block than he was with the big block yesterday in time trials.
Yep.
And I think that tells you how well and how much work Dirt Car has done to get this racetrack back into racing shape. You know, yesterday they had some issues with turns number 3 and 4 being a little bit rough, but today, watching the events, track looked pretty smooth, looked very racy.
Yeah, the track was very good, I thought.
What did you think, Rich? Well, you've been on the run all night, so you're...
I've caught a few fleeting glimpses as they cruise by the front stretch.
Yeah, you're like the pit guy here running around. I'm fortunate. I get to go sit in the stands. Balmas, he was up in the stands with us, and
yes, I was.
And Chris, he's got the luxury of being the roadie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's get into qualifying here in a little bit. Let's focus on the races at hand first. You know, the racing action that was on track was outstanding. There was definitely two grooves that they had the options of running on. The battle in the first big block qualifying heat was awesome. Jimmy Phelps looked like he was great on a long run. He was able to run down Billy Decker, who looked like he was going to be the class of field in the first 5 laps. Able to run him down. Brett Hearn also looked good on a longer run. They got that caution flag, and it kind of jumbled the options there. They had to hit the reset button, and Billy Decker obviously real fast on the short run, and he was able to motor away.
Yeah, the one surprise, though, you bring up Brett Hearn. Brett Hearn, tough night, both in the small blocks and the big blocks. Not sure what the issues were there.
Yes, he did. He fell out of both.
Turned into an expensive night.
Broke the rim in the big block. So there we go. That's the update on the big block. So
any word on the 358?
If not for bad luck.
Yeah, how about that? See, that's the thing. We can't. It's hard to do everything here at the mile. So we'll talk about the 358 twin 20s first. Of course, Billy Decker picked up the win in the first one over Ronnie Johnson. Billy Dunn was third. Ryan Godown, the Ring Goes Rocket, came home in fourth. And Jimmy Blewett was your top 5 in Twin 20 number 1. Twin 20 number 2 for the 358 Dirt Car Modifieds. The Doctor, Danny Johnson over Tim McCready, Andy Bicchetti, Kevin Bates, and Tim Fuller. So that's the way they went out.
How about Kevin Bates?
Yeah, Kevin Bates in the Nick Knoll number
He's
6N.
really good this week.
Nice run for him there as well. Then we look at the Big Block Modified qualifying events. Modified triple 20 number 1 went to none other than Billy Decker. I think he has got an honest chance to sweep this whole deal.
He has not lost yet.
No, he is undefeated.
This week he has not
lost. Not lost. And
But-
we'll get into some other stuff here in a minute. We'll
We got to
this
touch
up.
on that because I tell you what, it does not bode well if you go undefeated this long into Super Dirt Week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He's done this before.
Yes, he has. Coming home in second in the first triple 20 was Jimmy Phelps. Third to Pat Ward. Fourth went to Alan Johnson, and fifth going to Larry White. Qualifying event number 2.
Neat look on Larry White's car, wasn't it?
Yeah,
With
that
just
was
on the
different.
doors and the 99
You know, it
and a
reminds
quarter.
me of a UMP modified. And
Yeah, we were talking about that. We were talking about that on Pit Row.
I'm not a UMP modified
It
guy.
looks like a PA car.
Yeah, you're right. It's got that Jeff Strunk look to it.
Yes,
yeah,
it
the
does.
357. Modified qualifying event number 2, triple 20. It went to the 00 of Bobby Barron. How awesome was that to see a Dover Break 00 back in
After
victory
all
lane?
the hardship that he's been through the last week, for him to win that was great.
Yeah, it was very good for him. He's had a tough last week or so.
Finishing in second, Super Matt Shepard. Third went to Tim McCready. Fourth to Stuart Friesen. Fifth to Tim Fuller. Our final triple 20 tough break, Gary Tompkins leading the way there, ended up pulling pit side. Billy Dunn picked up the win over Justin Ayers, Peter Britton, Andy Bicchetti, and Ronnie Johnson. So good to see Ronnie Johnson, 2 top 5 finishes for him in his triple 20s. Also, Billy Decker, the other guy. I mean, that's the story of the night. I mean, other than Brett Hearn having trouble, Billy Decker has been the star of this week.
Yes, he has. He's pretty much dominated the entire week thus far.
We got
a long way to go, though.
Yeah, again, long way to go, lots to do. But I mean, Billy Decker was he a 4-time, 5-time, 12-time champ at this point of the Gander Mountain 150 tomorrow
Yes, the
afternoon.
Gander Mountain is four-time defending
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
5-time pole sitter now.
5 in a row would be pretty remarkable, I gotta say.
That would be
Absolutely.
impressive. That's a good trivia question for next time. Who won this race 5 times in a row? But we'll see if he can get it done.
Yeah. He's got 150 miles between him and that record.
And he's got total 5 or 6 already, right?
Yeah,
He's got
he's got his fair
six
share
total.
here on the mile.
Yep.
So that's a look at what happened here at the mile today. Also, we had some other races that went on today. Rich, I know you
The biggest one that I thought when you look at all the racing that went on, with qualifying and everything, the futures race, Justin Wright coming down with a win, and he beat some drivers that were. It was no easy task to top. I think it was Mario Claire was second, and
Brian Sage ended up third.
And Brian
in
Sage
that
third.
Race. Kevin Albert and Mark Johnson rounded out the top 5. And Tyler Seary.
That's right, Tyler
He
Seary.
ended up 6th. Jeff Rockefeller, Jasmine. No, I'm gonna butcher this guy's last name.
Hold on, where are you going with that? Oh, you're going with
Where are we going
Jasmine
with that?
Lavalier?
Yeah, thanks.
How about that?
You're the announcer.
Hey, I'll go with my French interpretation, and we'll just say that's what it is. Whether it's right or wrong, nobody's going to know the difference.
Nope.
Right?
And
Does
I'm
anybody
good.
know Lavalier out there? They're saying I'm right, so I must be right, obviously.
Absolutely. I'm good with it. It's okay.
They're just going to agree no matter what you say.
I'm fine with that, too. I like yes people. Everybody needs yes men around.
All right, I'll give you that.
Isn't that why we have bombers?
Look at everybody out there's nodding for you,
Yes.
Mike.
Yeah, I know. See, I like everybody here. What else we got here? Let's. Do you have your sportsman time trials on there?
Sportsman time trial.
Let's look
Sportsman
at-
time trials. It was Desjardins, I think, set fast time.
Yeah. Matthew Desjardins, Cody McPherson, Gary Lindbergh, Josh Van Brocklin, and James Henry, the top 5 in sportsman time trials.
And those sportsman cars were honking too. They were setting some good times.
Yeah, it's good to see the sportsman guys. You don't know who you're going to, this is the one chance you get to see all of them together. The Super Dirt Series isn't we can't say it isn't as big as it used to be, but it's harder to get to those races for me, so to speak, because I don't get up north anymore.
Sure.
So I like this. You get to see all those Quebec cars come on down. They come
I
out
bet
of
that
Grammy.
story. I bet that story would end different if they put a wing on top of those sportsman cars.
I bet you're right.
Well, listen, that's a different.
Don't get him started.
Don't get me started. We got wing news to talk about in a little
We
bit,
got
too.
stuff.
We got a lot
Yes,
to
we
talk
do.
about. So, a lot of things happen here at the mile today. Let's take a quick look back at what's transpired so far this week. We'll do that quickly. Again, we're hoping to get some drivers on. Don't go anywhere. Again, we're coming to you live here at Super Dirt Week. And the issue we're waiting on, guys are battling for pit stalls right now, trying to take care of all that stuff over there in the pit area. So hopefully,
Do you want to take a break before we get into that?
we got a break.
Yeah,
we got a commercial.
We got a
All
couple
right.
of breaks built in.
All right, we'll take a break.
Go ahead and well, I probably should have had it queued up before.
Yeah,
I
way to
asked you
go.
that.
He's like, you want to take a break?
Yeah.
So again, let's do
Pay
the
no
typical.
attention.
Let's do the typical radio thing. You're listening to the 31st lap right now, live on www.fingerlakes1.tv or of course 31stlap.com.
Dirt Car Racing's biggest event is here. It's Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week, 2 p.m. Sunday, October 7th. The mighty big block modifieds tackle the historic movie mile at the New York State Fairgrounds. Get ready for the VP Small Engine Fuels 200. The action, the battles, the excitement. 200 laps of 800 horsepower ground-shaking racing. Get your tickets now at SuperDirtWeekOnline.com. The VP Small Engine Fuels 200, 2 p.m. Sunday, October 7th, New York State Fairgrounds, Syracuse.
Yep, and that's why we got to turn that down, unfortunately. We're doing the best we can here. So we're back here at the Moody Mile here in Syracuse, New York, part of Super Dirt Week.
Live from the Gator Racing News tent.
We're fine. Are you guys?
We're good. How are you guys here out there? It's probably 50-50, but thanks to the crowd we got around us here. Let's recap what's happened so far. Again, we'll talk a little bit about today. We'll give you the quick rundown here. Billy Decker picked up the win over Danny Johnson and Danny Johnson picked up the win in the Twin 20s for the 358s. Again, modified triple 20 wins went to Billy Decker, Bobby Varon, and Billy Dunn. All right, looking back now, earlier in the week, Wednesday night, we were over at the Cayuga County Fair Speedway.
What a great night that was. Tim McCready.
Weed Sport, it doesn't get any better than Weed Sport. We all remember going to Weed Sport when we were kids, and that is one of my favorite racetracks, and I know everybody out there loves it as well. It was Tim McCready, your winner over Brett Hearn, Matt Shepard, Danny Johnson, and Stuart Friesen was the top 5 on Wednesday night out at the Cayuga County Fair Speedway. Thursday night, you had your pick of the litter. If you're a late model guy, you had your chance to go out to the Rolling Wheels Raceway. If you're a big-time, big block modified guy, the Hurricane 100, $10,000 to win. So we'll start at Rolling Wheels Raceway since we're on that side of town, so to speak, with Weed Sport. And in the late models, it was Rick Eckert picking up the win, $11,150.
Yeah, Scrub picking up the win. That was cool.
Nice to see that. Shane Clanton came home in second. Darrell Lanigan third. Vic Coffey. And Bub McCool, the greatest name in all of racing. Bub McCool.
I don't know. Brady Bacon's pretty good.
Was the
Damn
top
straight.
No, shut up. Wingless.
Don't feed him in.
Don't give him any of that. We don't need to listen to it.
Hey,
All
listen.
right? Yeah, just be quiet. Then we go to the Rolling Wheels Raceway Park for the 358s last night. Brett the Jet, Brett Hearn picked up the win over the Doctor. Danny Johnson, Lee Gill, Danny O'Brien, and T-Mac, Tim McCready. That was your top 5. Talking about last night out at the D-shaped Dirt Demon, we were live right after that event. None other than the Franklin Flyer. Billy Decker picking up the victory. He drove to the win over Stuart Friesen. Ryan Godown, the Ring Goes Rocket, looking strong over there.
A solid week so far.
Yeah, he's done very well so far. Looked good tonight as well. So Ryan Godown picking up.
I have not seen the 358 car up close yet. I don't know if any of you have. Are the 31st lap stickers still on the hood?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen the car.
They better be there.
I can tell you that he likes the small block car better than the big block car.
Well,
so
that's
that'll tell you a lot about.
Another note out of the Ryan Godown camp is if he had just a few more laps, he was going to be a factor in the outcome of the Brewerton race.
Yeah, last night's race
hands down.
Yeah, last night's race at the Brewerton
I
Speedway.
heard he was coming.
It was a great race. We were there. That's why we're obviously focusing a little bit on it, but it was great. Billy Decker.
There was about 9 groups to choose from.
Yeah, and the other awesome thing about last night's race, there were 10 drivers that made the trek from New Egypt Speedway to be in attendance. So another great thing there. So we had
New Egypt news. Did you catch this?
Oh yeah, this is something I want to get to. I didn't want to spill the beans just yet.
Yeah, because we got to get to that.
Well,
that was awesome.
We will get to that here momentarily.
Right, and you talked about 10 of them came up, and what did we have? 6 qualified for the main event.
Yeah, they had a very good showing over there.
Yep.
Very good showing over at the Brewerton Speedway. The Jimmy Phelps, Matty D, Matt DiLorenzo rounded out your top 5 last night. Nice to see a Fonda Speedway
I heard
regular.
Matty led a bunch in the beginning.
Yeah, Matt DiLorenzo looked very good early on, and of course, again, later in the race, home track guys kind of have the advantage over there at Brewerton. They know the track, they race there week in and week out, and they were able to come up through. So that's a recap of what's transpired so far here this week as Super Dirt Week. A lot of racing still to go. One of the things we got to make sure we get into before we're done is our picks for the 150, of course.
Well, we'll probably wrap up with that because we're coming.
That's what I'm saying, right? And then we'll wrap up with that.
Or do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep.
Once again, those race recaps are presented by Gator Racing News. Yeah, we got to do those ads.
Hey, that's fine. We're in the Gator Racing News tent.
Absolutely.
And, you got to say thank you to all the folks here at Gator Racing News for allowing us the opportunity to be here in their booth and have this fun little party that we're having here at Super Dirt Week. How's everybody out there doing? You guys had any adult beverages as of yet? All right, she's had a couple.
Yeah.
She's
I would go as
had
a
a
yes.
couple.
Yeah,
All right.
That's a definite yes. That's what I like to see.
That's why you're here, to have a good time at
exactly
Super
why
Dirt
I'm
Week.
here.
Yeah, this is one giant party. If you've never been here, you gotta come.
Yeah, see, the fans are telling you got to come. So, let's hope.
That's
let's
right.
hope, and come on out, stop by, say hello again. We got to say thanks to the fans hanging out with us here. And, of course, we got the band going down there, so fun will kick up here in just a little bit. So, good racing so far. Triple 20's in the books tonight. Gary Tompkins, one guy we didn't get a report from. I don't know what happened there, but he pulled in late in that event. And
he was leading, of course.
Yeah, he was leading that race in that third Triple 20. So definitely not the way you want to see things go. And, of course, we already mentioned earlier, Brett Hearn having difficulty tonight, issues with the small block and the big block car. I also heard David Ebert, although he qualified on the outside of the front row, there's a possibility that he will be starting 17th because he missed his stop. He missed his spot for the big block time trials.
And he was plenty fast out there, too.
Yeah.
He was flying.
Yeah, he
was pulling on Matt Shepard on the backstretch, but then he rolled up off turn 4.
Yep.
Yeah, other news coming out of tonight. Did you see who ended up in the number 35 car here as a result of an injury to Mike Perotti?
Yeah, you tweeted it, and you were going to check to make sure
it was legit.
That was legit.
Yeah, Frank Cozy making his return here to the Moody Mile.
Look at that.
Mike Perotti had an incident in the pit area. Now, if all reports are
do you
true,
know what happened?
Mike Perotti had I believe he fell off his hauler. That's what the report was.
Oh, no.
He got a major laceration, ended up going to the hospital. So that's what we've been informed of. Last I heard, he's going to be okay, but Frank Cozy will be in the car the rest of the weekend. That's the report. That's what they're saying tonight. So as that story develops, we'll be sure to check back and see if, in fact, a former winner of the SAF 200 will be in that car here for the remainder of the weekend.
And he hasn't been in a modified in almost 2 years.
No, he has been running
two
sprint.
full years.
Yeah, that's right. Frank Cozy running 410 sprint cars this season. We know he got his first career win this year down at the Fort Royal Speedway. Now that's a guy we should try to catch up with.
We had him on the one time, and it was great. That'd be a great guy to try and track down. But we're facing some challenges right now between trying to get the pit selection taken care of, and then tomorrow's going to be a real busy morning for those guys running small blocks.
Yeah. So we're going to do our best to get guys here, get guys on again. We're doing the battle, and as you can hear in the background, Gary Risch from the Lernerville Speedway. How we doing? He's having a good time
Gary.
here. Yeah, that's Gary Risch. And see, it's all the minor celebrities around here.
Mike, you have a fan offering you a Jello shot.
I had a fan offer me a Jello shot. Where?
Yeah, over there.
Right over here.
Where?
Right over there.
Wow.
Tell her to take it out of her pocket.
Talking to the missus.
I can't do that right now.
She's not interested now.
No, not right now.
We got a lot of racing action on our own coming up here before too long. Tomorrow's going to be a real busy day.
Yeah, for us especially here on the 31st lap, we're going to go in the morning. Then we're going to run a show right after the 150, the Gander Mountain 150, and then we're going to book it over to Rolling Wheels, and we're going to do a show from Rolling Wheels Raceway to wrap up the night.
Right. Tomorrow's schedule on track, 2 o'clock is the Gander Mountain 150, 150 lapper. At 4:30, the Sportsman Championship will follow 30 laps. Saturday night, that's the one you want to be at, World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, along with the Winning Year in Modifieds, and we will be doing a post-race show from there, scheduled to follow right around 10 o'clock, but it's hard to say what's going to happen because if they put a bunch on their lid, we're going to be a little bit later. Sunday at noon, we're going to have the Pro Stock Championship presented by Back Off, and then at 2 o'clock, the one that we're all waiting for is the 200-lapper VP Small Engine Fuels 200.
Yeah, so a lot of racing action coming up. If you're not here yet, we're glad to have you here listening to us. Huh?
What's the matter, Sonny?
I can't hear him.
Randy Chrysler just drove by. We missed a chance at flagging him down.
We missed a chance at getting
Why the
one.
hell didn't he stop?
Well, he will be stopping.
We'll get everybody here. Don't worry.
Tonight's a tough night to get anybody out of the pits. I've talked to a lot of guys, and they were kind of they're interested.
I think
they want to come over and do it. But
for a security guy, you did a pretty crappy job. You're supposed to strong arm these guys.
well, we got a long weekend. I didn't want to start roughing people up early.
Well, listen,
That's
go
brutal.
for it. You got to do what you got to do, man. It's the first night. That's okay. Get them over here. Last night was good. We got to thank the fine folks again at Burton Speedway for
Maybe
hooking
you should
us up.
put the blue shirt on.
No.
Yeah, it just says security.
No.
I mean, how good is the atmosphere that we got here right now? We did a couple shows from the Victoria 200. We were out there at Brewerton last night, but this is definitely one of the most party feels that we've been able to do trackside.
Yeah, and the thing that's killing me right now, somebody is cooking some really good smelling food.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's making me
smell it
hungry
too.
because all I had was a box of popcorn. That's not getting it done for me this afternoon. But
Yeah, that's
I'd
no
tell you right
good
there.
for a fat dude.
That right there is why I really love this.
that's
event.
how you do it.
Yep.
That's how you do it. So,
Traveling in style.
well, hey Chris, what do you think here? We'll take a little break. We got another break built in here. Take a break.
We got one more break built in. Yeah.
You want to take a break, then come back and talk about the media luncheon and the big news, that came out of New Egypt. Some other breaking news that transpired today. some of the rumors that are going on and so on and so forth. Again, we'll recap what's happened today here at the Moody Mile before we go to break. The Twin 20s for the 358 Dirt Car Modifieds. Billy Decker picked up the win over Ronnie Johnson and Billy Dunn in the first one. The second one went to Danny Johnson over Tim McCready and Andy McKetty. The Triple 20s for the Big Block Modifieds. Billy Decker, Jimmy Phelps, Pat Ward, your top three in the first one. The second one, Bobby Barron picked up the victory in the Dover Break Double Zero over Matt Shepard and Tim McCready. And the third event went to Billy Dunn over Justin Ayers and Peter
Here
Britton.
we go. We got Billy Dunn.
Hey, there we go.
Billy
got
Dunn.
Billy
All right,
Come
so
on
we
in,
were going to go to break, but we'll bring him right on in here.
Hold off.
You're going to probably need to put the headphones on. It's a little tougher to
Just
hear
so
tonight.
you can know what we're talking about.
Yep. Well, Billy, first and foremost, congratulations on picking up a win in the third Triple 20.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, you gotta eat this thing tonight just because it's so loud.
We'll try and help you out with the volume, but we can't do it all.
So what's it mean for your program tonight? You guys came out, got a top three finish in the 358. The Twin 20s then to come out and get a win in the Triple 20.
We've been strong with the 358 all week. We've been pretty much a top 5 car, and the last couple years, the big block, we've been really strong, but so far this week we struggled a little bit, and this is the first year we've run a small block, and it really helped me know what the track was going to do. We still got some work to do. We're not where we need to be or where we've been the last couple years. We picked up that win, but we definitely we still got some work to do for Sunday.
How much is the track different today from yesterday? You know, you're looking at the times, the big block guys are nearly a second slower than the small block today. Is the track getting that much better now? They finally getting a handle on it?
3 and 4 is horrible.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to get any better. But the only good thing about that, it's so rough. Not one lane's going to be good. You can run middle, top, bottom. So it's pretty treacherous, but it makes for some good racing.
Now, you know, in the past we've had issues here at Syracuse. I think that's always the thing. You're always going to have that track issues. How do you guys adjust to that? Is it you change the style going in there, or you just go for it and whatever happens, happens?
You just got to make your best guess. I mean, I'm lucky to have some good guys around me. My crew first, and my dad and the rest of my family that helped me out. Doug Holmes at Finger Lakes Machine built a hell of a motor. Randy, Pete, and Bob, and all the guys at Big Nels, they're awesome. And Scott and all the guys at Integra, between all of them, I couldn't be able to figure all this out on my own, that's for sure. And it's a collective effort between all of them. And I've just been lucky enough that this place has kind of suited my style a little bit, and try to have a good attitude coming here, and I enjoy coming.
Now, you mentioned the Integra shocks. Seems like today has been I've seen shock guys running all around this place trying to get guys the right shocks. You've been going through that as well?
Oh, it's been crazy. We try to come with everything that we think we need, and it's still not what we end up running. We changed a lot of stuff today, and we got a lot better, but like I said, we got some work to do still.
What's going to be the key, coming into tomorrow's 358 race? You had a good car tonight, so you're going to be able to make that translate into tomorrow?
I think so. We weren't really where we wanted to be in that the twin with the 358, but we were close. We were fast all day with it and pretty good earlier in time trials. So we'll make a couple small adjustments for the morning and see what happens. It's the small block just seems for me totally different. It's you got to think about it a little different. It's a different driving style. But tomorrow's a lot less stress for us. It's a race that we're going to have fun racing. It doesn't really mean nothing for us, and we're going to try some stuff that hopefully we can learn for Sunday and give it our best shot.
Yeah, no, Sunday, obviously, that's what the focus is here, coming here. I mean, you got the small block, but learn all you can, and then Sunday you go for it all.
Oh, Sunday's the day. It doesn't matter what you do all week here, and Sunday's like a totally different race weekend. And we proved that to ourselves last year. We were good all week, and then on Sunday it bit us, and that's what happens. But you got to have a lot of luck. You got to have your stuff together, and you got to be there at the end.
Does being up front make that much of a difference in terms of the way that the race typically plays out? Does starting up front help that much?
It's gonna be more important to be up front with that pit stop. It puts everybody on the same strategy. Everybody's going to pit at the same time pretty much the whole race. You might get some guys that are going to try to only make the one pit stop and stay out the first 100, and you're going to get guys that will make a stop that first 100. But for the most part, I mean, other than maybe a little bit more gas some guys got to take than others, it's going to be a race off pit road and a race onto pit road, and it's really important to be up front.
Yeah, the pit road here is very, very treacherous during the pit stops. Do you like pit stops? Do you like the races with the pit stops or not?
Here I do. I think it's Syracuse wouldn't be the same without pit stops. The last couple years, the track's been racing enough. You haven't really needed the pit stops to mix it up. You can pass. So,
Right.
Yeah, but at the same time, does it take something away when they basically narrow down such a thin pit window and they basically tell you what to do on that pit stop? I mean, it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. It does put it back on the track, so to say, versus on the pit road. But is that something you guys look forward to? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
I don't think anybody likes it, but it's we don't look forward to it. We wish we could do our own strategy. I understand why they're doing it with the issues they've had the last 4 or 5 years with the fuel cell issues. But,
sure. Well, your fuel tank's in a zoo cage now, isn't it?
Well, they've done a good job with making changes for the fuel cell rules. So I think the changes that they've done, they shouldn't need to have a mandatory pit stop. But
sure.
It's going to change year to year, and I understand why they're doing it, but I think they've done a good enough job with their new tech procedures that they shouldn't have to make a mandatory stop, but it's the same for everybody, so we'll make the best of it.
You have to change a tire under that pit stop.
Right.
Tire wear, at this point, I don't think it's been a factor, has it?
No, not at all. Now it's going to be how aggressive do you go get your tire that you put on ready, as far as how much you cut it up or groove it, and how aggressive you grind it. If you get a caution on 101 and you come in and change, you may not want to put that tire on, where if you don't come into lap 175 and you can run 25 laps on a tire that you worked on, but it's still we'll see what happens.
Bottom line, you having fun here at Super Dirt Week?
It's stressful. Probably
Yeah,
not
it's
as much.
a lot more work for you.
Yeah, probably not as much fun as you guys are having, but we always enjoy coming here.
I've been good so far. No, I put
he's
so
only-
far at the beginning of
He's
that.
only
So far.
been here one day. So.
Yeah, I just got here today.
Qualify so far.
Yeah, I saw qualifying.
For the last 6 hours, he's been good.
Yeah. Billy, we'll get a couple more things for you here. Change it a little bit here. You had a pretty good season up at the Mohawk International Raceway.
Yeah, that's something we didn't even plan on. We ran the first couple races with our own car, and it had some really strong races that should have been wins, but they weren't. And that stuff happens. But after we ran the first couple races, I got the opportunity to drive for Laurent Ladisser in his second car, and he's got a hell of a team and a hell of a car, and he builds his own motors and does a hell of a job. So. We picked up 6 wins, 2 series wins, won the championship. So that was an awesome year up there.
What's it mean to get a championship at Mohawk, a place that you've never been a regular?
It means a lot. John and Don and all the guys up to Mohawk, they have the nicest facility around, bar none. And
that place is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place, and they run a hell of a racetrack. So it was a little bit of a hike for us every Friday night, but I'm glad we did it.
Well, you guys have any other questions for him? I don't want to keep you all night long. I mean, we can chat with you.
One of the things that was holding up some of the other drivers was pit selection. How important is that? I mean, is there one that's sort of coveted that you want, or do you want to know the person at least that you're pitting next to so you can pit off strategy?
Yeah, we didn't time trial good enough to select our pit, so I guess we're stuck where we're at. But last year we got to pick our pit stall and didn't end up liking it. So that. With this new pit rule, your pit selection is just as much of part of the race as the rest of it. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
A lot of times, though, we've seen on pit road here during the race, you might have one of the better pit selections, but then you get boxed in.
Right.
Yeah.
If you got guys around you that are way behind you and they come in much later than you on pit road, you end up getting boxed in. That can happen here a lot.
It can happen easy, and that's gonna. With that mandatory pit stop, everybody's going to be changing tires on the same caution.
Yeah.
So, it'll be exciting. I think we'll have one lap of pit stops that'll be exciting, and the rest of the race probably won't be as exciting as I think it would be, but that's my opinion. But,
hey, you're allowed to have that here. It's okay. You're allowed everybody's allowed their own opinion.
Yeah, we want honesty.
Yeah, that's why we like having guys on the show, like you, that like to talk and chat with us.
Do you have a pick for Saturday? For tomorrow?
A pick who I think's going to win?
Yeah, do you have a pick?
My money's on Decker.
You know what? If you're going to gamble with something, that's the money pick right there. I mean, you're going to lose money betting on him because everybody's going to bet on him. But he's been good, but you never know. You never know in these things.
He's awfully tough to beat in that race.
He's had the best big block car, or he is the best driver here for the last 10 years. and hasn't picked up a winner in 6 or 7 years just because of the stuff that happens on Sunday. So anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. He is good here, but he can be beat.
Yeah.
And how happy
Well,
would
I
you be
mean,
to be the guy to beat him on Sunday?
You can say the same thing about a lot of. I mean, I hate to pick on him, but Kenny Tremont has been incredibly good here, and he's very beatable, just like everybody else is, because anything can happen. It's not to pick on them. You know, fuel strategy can come up 2 laps short, and you can go from having an awesome day to being an afterthought, or having the wrong mark in history too.
And Sunday, I don't care if I don't have the best car, and I don't care if something bad happens to somebody else. If I'm on the front stretch, I'll be happy.
There you go. Well, anybody you got to thank, Billy? You know, I'm sure there's plenty of people that have been here. You know, you mentioned some of the guys helping you out, but anybody else you forgot or anything you want to thank before we let you go?
My crew, my dad, and both my uncles, they helped me out so much, and you know, Doug Holmes, Finger Lakes Machine, all the guys at Big Nels, all the guys at Integra, and you know. Yves LaFrance, he builds our small block, and it's a hell of a motor too. So you know, there's a lot of guys that helped me, and I couldn't do this without any one of them.
Well, Billy, I know from all of us here, we want to say good luck, man. Thanks for
good luck,
coming
man.
over. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great for somebody to stop by. That was cool. Thank you.
So again, Billy Dunn stepping out, picked up the win in Triple 20 number 3 here tonight. We'll recap again quickly here for you. If you're just joining us here on the 31st lap.
Thanks, Billy.
Twin 20s for the 358 modified wins went to Billy Decker and Danny Johnson. And then we went to the Triple 20s for the big block modifieds. Billy Decker, Bobby Barron, and Billy Dunn were your winners of those events. So nice to get a word. You know, I've heard that same thing about that pit strategy. We all understand why they're doing it.
It's not. Don't take it wrong. Don't take it out of context. We're not crashing on them for that.
No.
We totally understand what the logic is behind it. It's just a little bit tough, you know, when you look at it, what it used to be. But you and I have sit in the grandstands before and talked about here comes the race and it's lap 101.
Yeah,
you know, because
yeah.
you know that they're going to pit right after halfway.
Yeah, you know. What stinks about the tire rule, the only thing I don't like about it is you're not going to get that Rick Laubach scenario this year where that guy is going to try to...
No, but it also eliminates that Rick Laubach scenario from last year.
Right. Oh, right, exactly. That where you're going to go slow enough, you got to stop. Like, now you have to stop. So...
Hey, Rich Post is back.
Rich, welcome back. Ed Beating, how we doing tonight? Hey, making a walk through here.
Another, what'd you call him?
Ed Beating.
No, not his name. The celebrity? You said...
minor celebrity.
Minor
Minor celebrity in the world of dirt track racing. So... You gotta love that. Dean Reynolds joining us too. Dean, how we doing?
Dino
is a full-time celebrity.
Yeah,
Dino's better now.
A Facebook celebrity.
Yeah, and he does have the hat backwards for those of you who cannot see that.
Yeah, he always does.
Yankees hat. I gotta acknowledge it.
Hey, did anybody
Yeah,
know?
you might want to.
Yep. Gotta
Speaking
do
of
that.
baseball, anybody know who won? Hey, who won tonight? Did Baltimore or Texas win?
With no manager.
Who
Dean,
cares?
With no manager now.
Yeah. So we'll wait on that. Hey, listen, just because the Mets suck, all right?
Listen,
Yeah,
don't
but
get smart.
I don't need to get smart. It's the truth.
We gotta get T-shirts made up and have John's picture on it. And just says "Listen" right across the
Yeah,
top.
I know.
I don't-
Baseball season's over. It's football season now.
Oh, here we go. We got a live update looking at it. 2-1 Baltimore in the top of the 6th. And 6-3 St. Louis beat Atlanta, so Atlanta's out. That sucks for them. I think they had the third best record in the National League. We know
Suckers.
we know the Mets didn't.
Do you want to grab that break?
Yeah, let's go to that break,
You
and
wanna
then
do
we'll come back and we'll hit some of the other media information, things like that went on here in the last couple of days.
All right, you're joining us live from the Gator Racing News tent. This is the 31st lap on the 31stlap.com and FingerLakes1.tv. Like I said, Mike, it was about a minute.
Okay,
We're back.
I wasn't sure how long the commercial was. I was getting nervous.
Well, it was a guy that was actually willing to try and help us out a little bit with an ad, so we made an ad.
Okay, I was just wondering how long it was.
It was 60 seconds.
Okay.
Settle down, boys.
I don't. You know, I'm an announcer, and I don't like to go 60 seconds without talking.
That is
Okay.
me. That is
That's
no-
hard for me.
I think we'll all agree with that.
Hey, you
I think
started
I-
wrong. You
no.
started wrong. You're supposed to say,
Listen.
listen.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's more like 6
So
seconds.
let's get to some of the other things that came out this
Well,
week.
the thing that I'm the most excited about, can I say it now? Can I
Yeah,
say
go
it? Can I
ahead,
say it?
say it.
New Egypt Speedway is going to have a dirt car sanctioned event. The Big Block Modified Tour is going there in a co-promotion with our good friend Brett Dale and Stuart Friesen.
Yeah, that came out this week. So it's called the Dirty Jersey 60. It will take place on Tuesday, June the 18th. And looking at it right now, it kicks off the 2013 Super Dirt Car Series schedule, and we'll take a look at that quick. Cornwall on Sunday, June 30th. Albany, Saratoga, the big show. And Brett Hearn will be there on Tuesday, July the 9th. And then that's the big show 5. Monday, July 22nd, Autodrome Drummond. 23rd, Autodrome Granby. September 7th, Autodrome Drummond. And then we come back here Sunday, October the 13th at the New York State Fairgrounds. And of course, we wrap the season up on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of November down at the dirt track at Charlotte, the annual World Final.
Hold on. Did you say Stuart Friesen is a co-promoter?
That is correct. It's a Friesen Dale promotion that will be taking care of the New Egypt Speedway Dirty Jersey 60.
Really?
Hey, that's another page that came out of the Brett Hearn book.
Yeah, promoter and racer. Yeah, why not? You know, and I think that's going to be very good for that area. You know,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've known this for a while because I'm good friends with Brett, but I wasn't allowed to say anything.
Well, yeah,
You know, so but the fact that they're bringing the Super Dirt Car Series back to New Jersey, I know a lot of people down there are looking forward to that, and it's something different. You know, we've seen a lot of Race of Champions events down there in New Jersey, Western Pennsylvania, Grandview, Big Diamond, those places. But to bring the Super Dirt Car Series back, it has been a while since it's been there. So nice to see Brett Dale and Stuart Friesen bringing that event down there to the New Egypt Speedway, coming up again on Tuesday, June the 18th. So plenty of time. And as you know, in any Brett Dale promotion, there will be lots and lots of news coming out.
Yep.
As you know, tomorrow night.
Lots of news and probably lots and lots of money.
Yeah, and tomorrow night down at the 5 Mile Point Speedway, we'd be remiss if we did not mention the Short Track Super Nationals, the 5th annual Short Track Super Nationals. I was at the first one. I've been at every one, but I'm not going to make it tomorrow. I'm going to be over at Rolling Wheels for the World of Outlaws, but should be a great show.
Short Track Super National Sprint Car. Short Track Super National.
Yeah, I know. You know.
We know where Mike's going to be.
You know where my allegiance is. It's to the wings. So
That is a hell of a show down there, though.
Yes.
They put a lot of cars through, and there's a lot of racing action down there.
now,
Yeah, who's the defending champion of that race?
somebody that you're not going to see win, so it doesn't matter, does it?
Isn't he going to be there defending his title in the same time?
I don't know, but you're not going to see him win.
You're right, I won't be there.
Nope. Where are you going to be, John?
John will be at Rolling
I will
Wheels.
be at Rolling Wheels.
Working a gate. I
Standing at a
believe.
gate.
At the
Yep.
front gate.
Yep.
Checking your tickets.
Making
So,
sure that all of us have passes
Tickets,
on our
please.
bed.
You know, and while we're talking about sprint cars, something that came out tonight, well, breaking news out of Central Pennsylvania, there's been announced a new driver, the Casey Kane Racing number 9,
Go on.
Darren Pittman from Owasso, Oklahoma, will be the driver in 2013.
Yeah, that was... I got your tweet there earlier tonight. That was pretty big news, I thought.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know what's going on there. Joey Saldana is one of the top 3 drivers.
Yeah,
in the
it was hard to believe.
Darren Pittman is very good.
Yeah.
but I'm sorry, it's not Joey Saldana.
When you hear the news, you're definitely shocked to know that Joey Saldana was out of that Casey Kasem ride, the Great Clips car. And it's cool though. I got the wing last weekend, so that's the big news tonight. And as we're talking about big news, we've been talking about different media things going on. None other than Mr. Joe Skotnicki stepping in with us. Joe, you got to put the headphones on. It's hard to hear tonight. It's a little loud over here, and you got to eat the microphone. Make sure it's like it's your
Like
good
right
friend.
up to.
Hey,
Wow, I had
there
a
you go.
microphone up
Hey,
to
look
my
at
mouth
that.
all day.
Good, you are good. So, Joe, day day 3 here in the books. What do you think so far? How's things going for you?
I think we got a fixed turn 3.
Yeah, you've been hearing that too, huh? Yeah, you've heard that gossip too, huh?
Yeah, we're working on it now. Larry and Chad and Gary are out there on the grader, and our grandfather Harvey Fink joined us. So hopefully we're going to get some good advice and get it turned around. So I don't know. It was a good day for us overall. You know, considering that we jammed 20 pounds in a 5-pound bag today and got everything done. We're pretty happy and thankful for all the people that contributed.
It was definitely a good day. You know, I love the under the lights thing. It just gives the mile that whole mystique. there's just something different about seeing cars on the mile at night. And you see the glitter and the glare off the cars, and that just it makes it feel like that event. And you guys have definitely hit. I said it last year. Say it again. You guys have definitely hit the nail on the head with this Friday night deal.
Yeah, this is, even for us, or we get to go do all these races everywhere. This is a lot of fun tonight. Tomorrow the serious business begins when we get the 358 race going and the Sportsman. But tonight, there's a lot on the line, but it's really cool to just bring this. It comes alive at night. It just seems to have a different atmosphere. It looks different.
Amen.
Musco does a great job. It's a lot of fun to be here.
Looking down through here, and there's still a ton of people hanging out here. And this is one of the things you guys got to love about Super Dirt Week too.
We got 3-wheel races tonight, right?
Yeah, big wheel races. Big wheel.
Non-sanctioned.
Non-sanctioned. You can run open tires. Open tires.
Hey, easy.
And the big wheel race, of course. Yeah, I'm going to say that on here. Somebody's going to have a open tires at the mile.
I'm going to actually go grab a shower and come back out and enjoy the nightlife for a little while. So thanks for being here and supporting the event. We'd love to have you guys.
Hey, we're having a good time. This is making this even more of an event for us. The chance to get here. We had Billy Dunn come over and sit down with us. And just to have the people standing around watching us talk, do our thing, and anything we can do to help you guys out for supporting us, and we can support you, and it's been a great partnership so far. And we did appreciate all that you guys did for us leading up to this event, giving us the tickets to give away and all that. And we're glad we could help you promote this. And nothing but the best of luck. Hopefully you'll get that turn 3 situated, guys, other than that, that's the only thing we've heard. Guys are loving everything else.
Yeah, the racetrack is so difficult here. It's the Moody Mile. We just want to give everybody the best experience possible. Look around. It's a great experience. Have a great time. Thanks for the support. You guys need something, holler, and thanks for letting me sit in for a minute.
I only have one suggestion. From the fan side and the grandstands, could you please lower the New York State flag? It's right in the middle of the Jumbotron.
I'll get Deary to work on that in the morning.
It literally is right smack in the middle.
Yeah, it is in the middle.
Even from the tower, I wondered. Thanks for confirming.
Yes, yeah, it is. Okay. Just so you know.
It is. Trust me.
So,
all right, guys.
Thanks,
Joe.
Have a good night, man. Enjoy yourself tonight. Don't have too much fun, though. You know how that goes.
Yeah, tomorrow comes early, right? Good seeing you.
Always does. So, again, Joe Skotnicki from Dirt Car Racing here, stopping by to say hello. And
well, he alluded to it. I mean, we're pretty much wrapping up. We gotta get some of our final thoughts on day 3 of Super Dirt Week. We got to get some of our picks for tomorrow. We'll probably get into that a little bit deeper tomorrow morning. And
I'm gonna have to. I'll give my pick tonight.
Yeah, well, we got to get into exactly what's going on. We got the big wheel races over there, and the nightlife here is just electric.
Yeah, and I'll give you the recap one more time on what happened today, in case you're just joining us here live on the 31st lap. Billy Decker picked up the win in the first of the 2 twin 20s for the 358 modifieds. Danny Johnson also picked up a win. And then in the triple 20s for the big blocks, Billy Decker, Bobby Barron, and Billy Dunn were your winners there. Again, I want to make sure I just hit that for those people that are listening at home again here live on FingerLakes1.tv or the31stlap.com.
And that race recap presented by Gator Racing News, GatorRacingNews.com.
So, who wants to be the first one to go out on a limb and pick Billy Decker?
Yeah, I mean, do we really have to make the picks?
I'm
We're all going to say
not
the
picking
same
him.
name.
No.
Who are you picking? Okay, here
Who
we
are you
go.
gonna pick?
Here's our martyr.
You're going to go against the grain?
He's got to.
Somebody's
got to.
I mean, good God, we can't sit here and agree with each other. What kind of radio is that?
I'm not going to pick him either.
I'm going to step out on a limb, and I'm going to go with the doctor, Danny Johnson.
That's not that far out of the limb, I don't think.
It's not that far out. But
he looked real fast.
He did look fast. I think he's in good shape for both races this weekend, really. But
yeah,
that's who I'm going with the pick for the big one tomorrow.
Balmas, you want to go with your pick?
As much as I would love to go out on a limb, I'm sorry.
It's got to be an awful
big
big
one
limb.
wins the race.
That's right.
He's going with Billy Decker. All right, I'm going out on a limb.
John is notorious for not wanting to have any fun because he wants to win.
Listen, I'm going to go out on a limb, and it's got to be a.
No, it's called using my head.
All right, it's got to be it's got to be a big limb for me too, John. Just like you. All right, I'm going to pick Ronnie Johnson.
Oh, that's a good one
from
too.
The Palmer Service Center, number 76.
Well, I hope you're right.
Hey. You know what's sad? You're a Ronnie Johnson fan. You didn't even pick him. I'm picking Ronnie Johnson.
I told you, I'm using my head.
I'm picking Ronnie Johnson.
The last 4 years, how do you argue with that?
Anybody out there, Ronnie Johnson fans? Anybody? Yeah, see, even your parents.
Come on.
You know what? Disown him after that. He's picking Billy Decker.
You should make him sleep outside on the ground tonight.
Definitely.
I'm not sleeping in their camper.
Don't take
your
the
wife
key.
is.
Yeah, make him sleep.
No, she's not. She's going home.
She's going home. All right, Chris, who you got?
Who's even in the race?
How about Ryan Godown? He's been on the show.
Jeremiah Shingledecker.
Yeah, that's his favorite Western Pennsylvania driver.
That's Vic Coffee.
Vic Coffee's your pick? All right. So we all went on. We all took different. I like that.
And you know what, John? You mentioned Ryan Godown. I don't know if you can call him a dark horse, but he would be my second pick to be running up front.
Well, if you guys were going to force me to not take Billy Decker, that's who I was taking.
Yeah.
Dwayne Howard's not running, so
no kidding.
Yeah, so we got that.
Oh, you are quick.
All right. Well, I've had a good time tonight. It's been fun, and
we touched on pretty much everything that we wanted to. We got the picks. We got the nightlife that's waiting for everybody. We're going to go ahead and load this. We're right on 45 minutes, right on schedule, right where we wanted to be. We've got a whole bunch of people hanging out with us, and we really appreciate that. And it was cool. We had a couple surprise guests. We were hoping to get the winners of the triples or the winners of the twins for the small blocks. Billy Dunn came, hung out for a few minutes, and Joe Skotnicki took some time out of a very busy night to come over and spend some time with us.
So I think that's a wrap here for show number 2 from Super Dirt Week. And don't forget, we'll be right back at it in the morning, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
We're going to go 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
10 a.m.
Yep.
10 a.m.
You guys all heard that, right?
Yeah, I will not be here in the a.m.
10 a.m. Where are you going to be?
I have to work. Actually, if you want to see me tomorrow, I'll be over at the STP booth.
I heard somebody got you a job over there.
They needed somebody on the microphone, and they needed somebody annoying, so they just happened to pick me.
That's a win-win for them.
Oh, it's a win-win for me.
I don't know, man.
I get to hound people and get paid for it. What could be better than that? I do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what's the difference from a night in the announcer tower?
Yeah, I know. It's no different. It's no different. So
heckling strangers. And
I am going to practice, though, over there on the STP, throwing those little cans through the hole, because I know in Knoxville I couldn't do it. And I want to win myself a hat, so I'm going to have to go practice all day.
Yeah, I saw the video of you trying to do that.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
The question is, how many adult beverages did you have
None.
beforehand?
None. That was the problem.
That's even worse.
Maybe that's
you
the
should have
problem.
said yes.
Yeah, I know.
I had 10.
No, I'll stay clean. I'm fine with it. So again, you want me to recap it one more time before we cut out here?
Hit him with it one more time.
One
then we'll
more
go over
time. I know you've heard it if you've been listening to the whole show. We do thanks you for listening. Again, twin 20 wins to Billy Decker, Danny Johnson. Triple 20 wins to Billy Decker, Bobby Barron. And the 49 of Billy Dunn.
And time trials for sportsmen was, again, who?
Desjardins. Love saying it.
Yep.
Love saying it. So
we're going to be right back here at the Gator Racing News tent, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll be back again with a post-race show from the 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
It's 9 a.m. on Sunday, right?
Well, I think we're probably going to shoot for 10 both days just to be safe.
All right.
We'll shoot for 10 both days just to be safe with pre-race shows. Again, to recap, tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock right here at the Gator Racing News tent. We'll have a pre-race show for the Gander Mountain 150. The post-race show will be sometime in the afternoon, roughly an hour after the conclusion of the Gander Mountain 150. And hang with us because we're going to be back again for the third time Saturday from Rolling Wheels Raceway Park with the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. At the conclusion of that event, roughly, we're shooting for 10 o'clock there. On Sunday, we'll be back at 10 o'clock one more time for a pre-race show of the VP Small Engine Fuels 200 and a post-race show to follow roughly an hour after the conclusion of the 200 lapper. On Sunday, again, those are both going to be right here at the Gator Racing News tent on the infield of the New York State Fairgrounds here in beautiful Syracuse, New York. Supposed to get down to 38 tomorrow night. We should have a ball over there at Rolling Wheels.
It's going to get cold this weekend.
Don't worry, I got the winter hat in the car.
We should be just fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us on the 31st lap. This was a great time. We hope to see you all again here tomorrow morning. For Rich Post, who put in all sorts of work on the Twitter, we're still shooting for that 200 lap or 200 follower mark. Be sure to follow everything. We need 13 more. 31stlap.com. Mike Mallett, John Baumas, thanks for joining us on this edition of the 31st Lap.